Morning, morning, everyone. Slowly getting ready. How's everyone doing? Hey Jay, what's up? Hey, good to see you. All right, here we are. Yes, welcome. I think we see each other, we hear each other. There's a little music in the background. It's all very much bootstrapped right now. Things might not work as expected, but I've done to the best of my ability, okay, to make sure everything is top notch and working. I do indeed have two keyboards, okay? It's just the reality of being a nerd. It is what it is. Let me actually throw this aside. I don't need it. We won't be needing it much. Or maybe the mouse a little bit, just to change the scenes here and there. How's everyone doing? Welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by for the quick training. Really, I've been meaning to do this for a little while, and I never knew what kind of approach to take with this, because there's a lot to take in. Morning, everyone. And at the same time, slowly I want to... Ready. Wait, where is it? Well, I'm getting the sound from my stream. See, this is literally the bootstrap part that I'm talking about. Now we're good. Yeah, we're good now. Yeah, so I didn't know what kind of approach to take with this, because we have so much value to give to you, but at the same time, I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to give you too little, you know, so you feel like you wasted time with me. This is the very much first stream, first live broadcast, free training that we are doing. So, we will be testing waters as we go. And in 2 weeks' time, when we do this again, it will be better. And this is how we roll. It's that simple. So, hopefully, guys, you can take something out of this by the time we're done. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I estimated 60 minutes. But honestly, I will be probably done within 30 minutes. Then take some questions. And yeah, we might as well wrap it up in 35, 40 minutes tops, okay? So are we all ready? Like, I'm more than happy to just change my screen and get on with it. It's absolutely okay with me. So... just quick sip of water, quick double check we got everything ready. Welcome everyone, welcome. Yes, this is, by the way, this is my beautiful bedroom. So yes, feel free to stick around, no problem at all. Yep, this is double, look, if you think about bedroom, it's a really waste of space in the house, okay? You only used it 8 hours of the day, and you're pretty much unconscious for the most of it. So, yeah, it wasted space. So what I did, I just turned it into office. That way, at least it pays for its rent, okay? At least I got value out of that real estate that I'm paying for, right? So, yeah, this is... I think we're good on the tech side. Quick sip, cheers. And we can get cracking. Alright, there is a little bit of music going in the background you might be hearing. It's from my favorite game, World of Warcraft. If anyone plays, then it is what it is. So guys, we're looking at our website right now. I'll just put this aside so it doesn't creep in. Okay. So the reason I pulled up the website is because, first of all, I wanted to show you how much I've changed. This is me on the website. And imagine people who actually booked the process with us. And I showed up just like this. And they're like, where the fuck is Thomas? I was supposed to talk to Thomas. Well, yeah, I mean, time affects all of us, okay? So... hey, I'm Thomas, I'm founder of NerdCow. I've created a company 10 years ago. And I've built my first website about 20 years ago. So I've been in web development and web design for most of my life. This is pretty much the only professional field I know to the expert level, I guess, right? You could call it that. And so I've worked with multiple agencies, I've worked with multiple businesses on their websites, and at some point I just noticed how very inefficient all of that is. Like, web design is extremely stale from where I sit, from where I look. The same process, the same inefficiencies, the same hiccups all the way from the ideation to execution, scope creeps, delays, asks for more money from the client, and unnecessary, stress that comes alongside with it, right? But I look at a website as a creative thing. Like, this should be fun. This should be something everyone enjoys as a fruit of labor. But if you follow the traditional web design method, it usually ends up with everyone feeling kind of happy it's over. And I don't think this is right. Okay, this is not fun. And I wish to change that. So as I started NerdCow 10 years ago, we started developing our own process, how to build websites so it actually works. So what I mean by that is, first of all, it accounts for everyone's expectations, everyone's needs, and that is you as a person, your team, because you have a diverse team with different agendas, different expectations, and us as a service provider, and your customer, right? So there are many people involved. It's a very complex landscape. So it calls for a special approach, special treatment, so that everyone is happy, everyone feels like they've been heard, they contributed to the success of the website. And so the investment that we all do on this, for the project, it's not like a one-time thing. It's not 1 year long, I guess, product. There's no expiry date. We want the website to stick around, do the job, catch up with the business, and align with the business expectations, etc. So it's a long-lived product. It's not just an expense, it's an investment that you guys doing. So this process that I'm about to teach you, hopefully you can take and apply to your own website project if there's one in the pipeline. I hope there is. At least that's why you're here, I guess. So without further ado, what we're gonna do, if you look at my top left, we're gonna go through all those tabs in here, but our main working space will be AutoDraw. We will be drawing stuff, okay? And this is how I operate, this is how I explain things. I facilitate workshops where we use sketches, Sharpies, voting dots, sticky notes, all that stuff. So I'm very used to it. I'm this kind of pen and paper guy that tries to go digital. Okay, so this is the closest I can get before losing any kind of sanity. All right, so final sip of water, and we'll go through all the 5 stages that help us and hopefully help you build a website that generates those MQLs, or whatever the definition of winning is for you and your company. Okay, so cheers to that, and let's carry on. Right, very big difference, and I just need to set expectations. If you ever build a website with a traditional web design agency or high street web design agencies, most of the planning happens here, right? This is literally, you spend like 3 months doing research, planning, discussing every little bit. You try to weed out all the possibilities of hiccups, of issues, predict. You are literally predicting the future, like if you had a Palantir. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So with all that, then you try to obviously implement that and build a website. But again, it's never a smooth ride. Yet people keep insisting on that approach. With us, we kind of flip the script. We really do, because first of all, we acknowledge that websites change all the time. So by the time you're done with your fixed scope approach that I just drew on the screen, your requirements have pivoted. You now want something else, or you want it differently, right? So it's a bit silly, really. It's just wasteful. It's not lean, and we're all about lean. I mentioned 5 stages. So we're gonna have one here. Sorry, maybe normal numbers. There you go. 1, and we have 5. Okay, so what's happening? We will be talking about the start, the end, and then we're gonna fill in the void in between with the other 3 stages. And this really comes from the main principle about agile, about being lean, about feeling comfortable with certainty. There is this a great, I guess a very great and easy to imagine way to explain how agile works, and I will lead with that, and then we'll move on to the actual stages of the execution. I just want to give you the context, the why, so you understand where I'm coming from with all of that, right? Guys, ever been hiking? Probably, maybe, I don't know. Just you can probably imagine yourself hiking, okay? The way it works is that once you are, there you go. Yes, this is you. I'm sorry. Okay. You didn't sign up for an artistic class. It's just, it is what it is. You are a stickman that sits comfortably on the top of a mountain, somewhere. Like you pick the place, and in the far distance, you see another mountain where you would like to get. I don't know why. Ambition, yearning for some adrenaline. I don't know. You wanna get there, but you don't know what's between you and the destination. When you peek down the valley, it's just all bunch of trees. Okay, treetops. You don't know what's underneath them. If there's, I don't know, lava. Okay, if there's like a fallen tree, is there a river? You don't know what's inside, and you can't know from where you stand. It's just impossible. You can't see through the, like, you know what I mean. All that's left for you is to take the first step. You take the first step, you slowly ascend down, and the closer to the bottom of the valley you get, the more you see. And as you see more, as you learn what's between you and the destination, you then decide what to do about every single one of those challenges. Do you hop over the fallen log? Do you cross the creek? Okay, do you have to climb? You essentially figure shit out on the fly. But one thing is evident from the very get-go. You keep moving forward. Baby steps, tiny steps. You couldn't have planned for all of it because you don't know the unknown. It's just impossible. So you take baby step, you tackle challenges one by one as they come. Who knows? Maybe there's even no challenge. Maybe it's just a field of sunflowers underneath there, and you can just walk through it and be done in 5 minutes. You just don't know. So instead of worrying, instead of over planning, over investing, you take the first step and you let the thing happen. We will now translate that analogy to building a website. Okay? So let me just revert all of it. We stick with the numbers, and let's begin. Our start, where we all start, is just a literally bunch of mess. Okay? Imagine those being ideas, requirements, requests from the boss, just bunch of nothing. It's all undefined. It comes from every direction. You don't even know how to make sense out of it yet. It's just a tangled web of things that at some point will make a website. Can come from financial department, customer success department, all of those people. They have an idea what they want, but it doesn't really align. It doesn't lead to anything. It's just a noise right now. So the first stage really is to listen. It's that simple. You want to listen to every one of those people. You want to know what the financial department needs from the website, how they see success, how they define success, what are the expectations what are the expectations in terms of the outcome of the project. How do they see the future, really? How do they see the new website affecting them every day? Okay, so listening is the first stage. You want people to feel listened. So the way we do that, and you guys do it however you like, we start with onboarding survey. Okay? We ping that survey to everyone on your team, and you obviously, I mean, you can see the questions. You can recreate that survey, or you can just create your own version of it. We ask things about, you know, the challenge they wish to solve, how do they think that would benefit the business, how will we measure the success. I'm just trying to get into your mind of how you see the future. Like, I can't know that until I ask a question. So this survey does exactly that. It asks questions. What's the challenge? Who do you think we're talking to? Like, what other company inspires you? All those things. And once we have those answers, we put them, we kind of like pit them against each other in a spreadsheet, and then invite every single person that gave us the answers to a follow-up one-on-one interview. It's a really open-ended conversation. Like, why did you answer that? Why did you say that? Or if we read the answer to the question and it's unclear what the person means, this is the moment to clarify. It's very in business and overall in life, it's very easy to assume the wrong thing, and you really don't want to assume anything. Assumptions are dangerous, and they end up with, you know, parties being displeased with the outcome and just make the whole thing more difficult unnecessarily. That's just bad. So again, we follow up, we clarify, we talk, we just chill with a cup of coffee, and we discuss the answers. Okay, so this is the first stage. That okay? Does that make sense? Are we good? Any questions? I don't think so, right? I'm just checking. No questions. Good. If you have any question, and by the way, shoot, right? Like we have plenty of time. So I'll just take a sip. Like I earned it. I think it's fine. All right. So we have the first stage. Now, about the destination, right? The other peak, the other mountain that we're going to. It is obviously, come on, you know the answer. You know the answer. Is the website. It really is. This is why we're here. We want a website, okay? Maybe let me make it a bit, you know, it's kind of like taller, because we have to, there's scroll to it. Probably it's just not a square. So this is a more real representation of a website. But this is where we're going. We want a website. And what about it next? We'll talk in a second. But just so we are aligned, we are going for a website. From all that chaos, from all that stuff that's undefined, unclear, and just noise in the room, we will create a website. So now let's focus on the middle. We have 3 stages to go through. And I will give you examples during explanations for each, right? So let's do the 2, 3, and the 4th stage needs a little bit more space. I'm gonna spread it a bit, all right? Second stage is workshops. It has to be done. It has to be done. So let me do this. Okay. And what workshops are doing, they are taking all that undefined knowledge, or all those thoughts and answers from the survey, and it brings them together. It aligns everyone's expectation, aligns everyone's, I guess, requirements, you could say, because again, people will want different things from the website, all of us, right? So what ends up happening is we're getting this kind of irregular shape thing that we need to further shape, right? Like, I mean, there's still a way to go from this, whatever that blob is, to the actual website, but it's already better than what we have here in the stage 1. Now it starts to kind of like clicking, you know? And what happens is that every one of those little blobs of chaos, they become part of the picture, somehow closer to each other, okay? And this is what workshops do. They essentially... Oh, I'm getting someone pinging me, 1 second. I thought I closed everything. Let me just... Can I close this? Thank you. Yes, perfect. Okay, we good. So... Where were I? Yes, workshops. Okay, so workshops... They take all of that chaos and mold them together into something that we can at least work with. Workshops give us a direction. And that's already beautiful, right? If everyone's looking in the same direction, they put all the effort into the same thing, we can do wonders together, really. So, I will give you a hint of what is inside the workshop. And so you can, guys, take that and organize a workshop yourself in the office, I don't know, in the next week or 2. We talk a lot in the beginning. At the beginning, it's all about discussions. We are asking people in the room, that is from finance, from customer success, design, product, etc., what they think. What do they think we're solving for? What is the challenge that we're going for? Why do we even need a website? And I know this sounds like not a place to ask those questions, because I mean, by that time you would think you already asked those questions in the survey or on the prospecting call, whatever. But the thing is, now we are doing that on forum. Now everyone who answered the surveys hear each other. So they can actually bounce back ideas. They can counter someone's argument. They can, like, just you know, like, there's friction in the room, but a good friction, because they try to find a way to work together, and that's beautiful. And obviously we are there to oversee all of it. So we start off with a discussion. It's like 30 minutes. I usually would ask a question. I mean, I know, Bob. You know, taking current website into consideration, what do you think is the biggest issue with the current website? And that's enough. It's like a trigger, okay? And you will see Bob telling everyone what they think, what he thinks. And there will be someone to follow up, to counter, to disagree, to agree. It's like it's like literally a trigger for the entire discussion. And that's enough, okay? So within those 30 minutes, as people talk, you take notes. Write down what they think. Just random one idea per paper, or create a bullet list, like whatever you like, okay? And then you will have a list of things that needs fixing. But it's completely unorganized. There's no priorities to it. So what you do, you ask people in the room to vote. You give everyone, I don't know, 3-5 votes, and you let them vote on the ideas on that bullet list. Okay, and what you will see is that once everyone is done with voting, they will show you the way. Literally, it's like a democratic process where you see, okay, this thing has got the most votes, and this should be our priority. So what happens is that you have this entire list of priorities, okay, and then you ask the same people that gave you those issues to suggest a solution. And that is where Sharpie and piece of paper comes in hand, all right? You literally tell, okay, now you have 45 minutes to draw a solution. I don't know if the problem is, I don't know, sales page or a product page, whatever is the challenge, whatever you guys agree on. Show me how you would solve it. And obviously you can use external resources. You can go on the internet to find examples. You know, you can actually open up a Salesforce website, HubSpot website, and you know, you're not the designer. I'm not asking you to design me a website. All we're asking those people is to think a little bit, like how would they solve it? What's their suggestion? What's the next step here? Okay, we know the problem. How do we solve it, right? So, if 5-6 people in the room provide you a suggestion, you will have some kind of common denominator. You will find patterns that are the same across all those suggestions, which is pretty cool, okay? What do you do with those suggestions? What do you do with those common suggestions is you build a website prototype. Don't overthink it. Open up, like whatever you're comfortable with. Can be GIMP, can be Photoshop, can be Figma, Sketch. Hell, even what I'm using, autodraw.com. Use whatever you like. Create a prototype that combines all those suggestions, all those thoughts, all those ideas that you think are right for solving the problem that you initially, agreed on, okay? And I will show you an example of a prototype that we do. We do that in Figma, and those prototypes we build within 6 to 8 hours. It's a one-day thing. Literally, we block out entire day to build a prototype, so the client doesn't have to do it. But obviously, if you handle that yourself, I mean, you will have to take that on board and commit to it. So this is a prototype for a company that we built for. Oh, I love how it's still loading. I started loading that like about 1 hour ago. Okay, so give me a minute. I wonder if I can pull it up. There's something with Figma probably. This company in particular, we invented the name. They wanted to keep it, what do you call it? Anonymous, right? So we invented the name, invented the logo. It is a fairly known business in the industry. So we also didn't want to introduce any bias in the user testing process. It doesn't load, so let me open just Figma. It will be, yeah, there you go. It's that easy. I don't know why. Sometimes in the browser, the Figma just doesn't work. There you go. See, well, that was simple. So this is a prototype. What do you guys think? So this is literally the very, very last step of the workshop. So again, you talk to people. You just let them get it out of their chest. Just let them vent. That's it, okay? You take notes. Then you vote on those notes, which issues they mentioned are the most important. Then you ask them to provide suggestions. How would they solve it? Whether that's a navigation structure, homepage hero banner, newsletter, whatever it is, okay? Let them think, let them work that brain. We're not looking for Picasso, don't worry. It doesn't have to be pretty. And then you put those thoughts together into an interactive prototype like the one I'm showing you. Let me click around, because this is all interactive, okay? You can click product, you can, click the link. It actually, there is like some kind of ROI calculator in here. You can book a demo. There is Sebastian, who's apparently very happy to help you, and so forth, right? You have an actual working prototype. I know this looks quite pretty, quite neat, but you don't have to go to those lengths. Actually, in fact, we've done this prototype about a couple of years ago. Now our prototypes are extremely simple, almost black and white. And the reason why is because we found out that by testing prototypes which are this pretty, I guess you can call, they take away the attention from what actually matters, which is functionality, to little details like the shape of a button. This is not the point of the conversation right now. That's not what we want to have right now, right? So I already kind of spoiled what we do next. We test this with people. So you guys, if you have a prototype and you want to test it with any audience, you can go to userinterviews.com, winter.com. There are plenty platforms for user testing. Maze, plenty of them that you can just search for your target audience within their audience, where the pool of participants, right? And ask them to browse through that website, browse through that prototype, and tell you exactly what they think, right? You can okay, can you show me how you would describe this company to a friend? And then they'll be like, well, I guess they do something about insurance, maybe, you will see immediately if they struggle, immediately. So based on feedback like that, you can either improve the prototype, again, with the group or yourself, however you like, and test it again after the iteration. Or if you, decide that, 7 out of 10 participants got it perfectly right, and you're happy with that kind of uncertainty, that kind of risk, you can proceed to the next stage, which we'll talk in literally a moment, right? So this is the prototyping. This is where things come together, and we can actually see the future of the website in a way, right? So if we head back to our this thing right here, you can see how we shaped it up, right? So this is where we are. Prototype, stage 2, right here. Now, after stage 2, development starts, because there's really nothing else left. You got this, you know where you're going, you know what everyone wants from the website, they kind of told you. The prototype has been validated with the market, you know it's gonna work for the end client. So all that's left is to really, just build the website. But still, there's plenty of questions around that. Like, can you edit the navigation? What about the blog? Right? There are many things. Where's the newsletter? Do we need the newsletter? How are we gonna track? Hey, but by the way, SEO, do we keep that in mind? There's plenty of questions at this stage. But what I'm trying to get at is that prototype already tells us that on the commercial level, on the consumer level, user-friendly level, it's gonna succeed. Everything else is secondary. We'll work it out. But right now, the focus was to literally take all of those comments, voices, and turn it into something tangible, and actually ask the market if they are happy with it. Right? So at this stage, I think we've succeeded. This is great. We now know where we're going. But it's still, there are 2 steps before we get a fully operational website. The third step, it looks like this. Let me just draw it. So I'll be taking every one of those pieces of a prototype, and I will build a like a, I don't know, you can call it pyramid, I think, just whatever, a pile, okay, a pile of requirements, okay. So a prototype, if you look at that prototype that I have in here, it can be broken down into features, really. I mean, to be some kind of hero banner, you have a watch video, which might be pop-up, might not be. You have navigation, obviously. Like, there's plenty, you know, if you go to book a demo, there's forms. We can break prototype very easily into individual features, right? But at this stage, we still don't know what is the most important thing to work on. The prototype comes with many ideas, many features, many things, but what is the most important thing that we need to have, right? So what we do is we sit down with your decision maker, can be on the forum, but still with a decision maker in the room, and we prioritize every feature from that prototype plus anything else that we kept on the back burner from the initial surveys, from the initial workshop, because there'll be plenty, right? So we have all those great ideas, some of them validated with the market, some of them more valuable than the others. We create a pyramid with priorities, and we then propagate our project management tool. We share that tool with everyone on your team, and then we just tackle it one by one in the truly agile fashion way. But I would hold the horses. Let me take a sip of water, and I'll show you what I mean. You will see. You will see that every one of those dots is still very irregular. The website is actually square, and there is reason to it. Okay, you can't just take those rocks, those unshaped ideas, glue them together and get a website. Because all you're gonna get is the prototype again. And prototype isn't the website, right? Like, we need to shape it up. And this is very important. This is a key word. We need to shape it up. So what happens is that we move on to the fourth stage. Okay? Fourth stage. Actually, I can draw an arrow here. And the fourth stage is, the way I like to think about it, is a conveyor belt. Alright? There you go. Let me try. There, perfect. With a steady hand. Oh my god, look at this. Beautiful. So, we put, again, in the priority, from the top to bottom, we put those features, those deliverables right here on the conveyor belt, one by one. They start off as a completely unshaped, just like an idea, a rough sketch. Again, I mean, if you look at the prototype, this isn't complete at all. This is just a rough idea what we need, okay? The fourth stage is where designers and developers work together to take this little bud of a requirement, that little bud of a feature, and turn it into an actually well-defined item. Well-defined deliverable. They start poking questions, okay? So what happens on the conveyor belt, things get transformed from something rough to something extremely accurate, precise, meeting the scope. And that then gets put onto the website. And block by block, item by item, we build that website interface from the most important parts to the least important parts. Okay? This is literally the loop. This is the entire loop. There is a caveat though. The fourth stage, it takes 4 weeks. Okay? This thing, we give designer and the developer 4 weeks to figure out how to make this thing work for you, for the customer. I don't know how you guys plan development in your company, whether you work with a freelancer, another agency. I don't know how they plan development, whether they just go off on some kind of document without, really fixed time for delivery. I don't know. The way we like to work is we like to have fixed time, but open scope. We guarantee a delivery by the time the 4 weeks are up, okay? And then once we processed a bunch of things within those 4 weeks, a bunch of ideas, which are probably the top priority of ideas, because we, again, start from the top, we then meet, and we then grab next bunch of those ideas from the lower priority list, or you, by the time we meet again, you might have like another set of those that came from all sorts of directions. You might have woken up in the middle of the night with an idea. Oh shit, we need that too. I'll tell Thomas, okay, next time we meet. So, you know, again, we meet, we make that pile of ideas from top to bottom, and we put it on the conveyor belt, and again, right? So this is how it works. This is pretty much the loop that we go on every 4 weeks. This is how it works. But the fifth stage isn't just a website. Like the fifth stage that we have right now, it isn't something that's done, signed off, and completed. The way we look at the websites is it's like an evergreen project. It never ends. Just like your marketing campaigns don't ever end, really. You always have a new marketing campaign, you have new business objective, whether that's after business pivot, I don't know, some kind of funding, or just another marketing, you know, campaign planning year, whatever. Things change all the time. So we don't really see the fifth stage as a done and dusted stage. Fifth stage is, the way we look at it, is really more about monitoring, validating that whatever we build works, and then feeding the system, feeding the third step, observations. Okay, so we could launch the first website. So let's go again. We have this bunch of nothing. We build a prototype based on whatever we discussed. We have this workshop. We break it down into deliverables. We deliver all those things one by one. We make the prototype a reality. This is our first version of the website. Okay, we put it in front of the live traffic, and then we notice, okay, people don't scroll as deep into the homepage as we would have liked. I mean, the industry average is 65%, but people only scroll like 30%. And that means people who book demos with our sales team, they are not as educated as we would have need them to cut to the chase, right? To close the deal sooner. So we feed that back to the third step. Okay, we create an issue, we create an idea that needs some kind of challenge that needs solving, and together as a team, we collaborate how to solve this. It's really like a miniature of that workshop. Okay, and I'll show you an example how this works. So, for example, I pitched shaping up the homepage to one of our clients. Okay, because again, I noticed that people don't scroll as much. Look, I've noticed that people scroll only 16% of the homepage, and I expected them to see at least 50% of it. So I wrote a little report that where I get the data from, how did I arrive at that conclusion, you know, what's there now, where they stop, where they end, and I kept just describing, you know, how I would fix it, and then we had all kinds of people in the comments contributing that they would do this, they would do that, and eventually we arrived at the version of the homepage, right, that was ready for conveyor belt. Okay. And so the process kind of goes again. Design and development takes over. They make it, they shape it up, they make it accurate, they make it a good deliverable, and push it out to the live audience again. And so rinse and repeat, right? So this is pretty much the process that we work with. Does that make sense? I will only mention one thing before I'm done with it. That step 1 and 2 is not part of the loop. Step 1 and 2, which is the legwork, the surveys, and then the workshops, are really important when we deal with huge volume of uncertainty. Like, pretty much we don't know where we're going with this. We just know we need a website. This is the volume of uncertainty where this part, the step 1 and 2, really shines. So I found that when you guys need to pivot business into a different niche, I don't know, you're going from being like a physical store company to some kind of service provider or selling goods online only. I don't know, some kind of huge change for a business. That's when workshops are good. Also, when you get some kind of funding. You know, your current website was built literally in Costa Cafe on a lap, okay, just in like 15 minutes on Wix.com, and now you got funding and you to get you need to be serious with your online presence. So again, you don't really know what you're doing. Like, I don't know, you don't know what serious means. You don't know what the website looks like. That's where workshops are great. So there are moments where workshops help to take all of that uncertainty and kind of narrow it down into a single direction where we're gonna minimize the risk and make sure that the next step will work out for everyone. So this thing is very important just to kick things off when you need a website and you don't have much of an idea where you're going. On that note, I will only mention final thing. If you read my latest LinkedIn post, I mentioned that briefs are just waste of time. I hope after watching all of that, you see how they are. I really hope it's clear. When you're writing a brief, okay, you are here. You're in stage number 1. You have just a bunch of requirements that come to your head that you might have stolen from stripe.com or whatever website you keep visiting for you know, an example of a good built website. You might walk around the office and ask people for opinion, but they are completely out of context. You end up with a brief that's like 5-10 pages long that tries to predict what is needed in stage 5. You are trying to foresee the future. It's a waste of time. You don't know what's in the valley. No idea. And yet you insist on doing that. So our approach, and I think your approach should also be that you start the design process with collaboration, with a discussion, with the agency of your choice, or even your development team if you have one internally. Put everyone in the room and talk about the website, talk about the challenges, understand everyone's requirements, everyone's preferences, agendas. Ask them for examples of things they like. Write down those challenges, make them tangible, make them see the challenge. Work on solutions together. Do you guys know the IKEA effect? By the way, the IKEA effect says that if someone contributed to the thing, if they built the thing themselves or been part of the process, they will appreciate it more. So that is like a nice psychological trick to minimize resistance down the process to when things actually get expensive. I mean, the development is very expensive, obviously. So it's very easy to fix issues early on in the ideation phase. Don't do briefs. Invite your agency for a call or your internal team and just discuss. Just talk. Okay, hey guys, we need a website. Here's why. We need a website because we've done business pivot. We're targeting a new audience, or maybe we did a rebrand. We don't know how to translate that into a web interface. Let's figure this shit out together. And this is the best brief you can ever have. Trust me. Okay? And that's really it, right? So it's been 42 minutes. We made it. Not bad, not bad, with all my rambling at the beginning and in between. So if you have you guys any questions about this? Again, this is the very first time we've done this, and there probably are things that I haven't explained too well, and there are things that I've explained well. I don't know. You tell me, and with that feedback, I will revise my next training in 2 weeks, because we will be doing those every 2 weeks. And if you have like a question that is very unique to your situation, you can literally go to the website here, click book a process demo, and just pick a calendar. This is my calendar. So if you book a demo, you'll be talking to me directly. And what we can do, it's not a sales call, nothing. It's literally I'm just giving you an easy way to see my calendar where I can talk. So instead of, you know, talking to me on LinkedIn or email, you just book a call with me. And I can open this up where you're looking at the screen, and you can ask me questions about any particular stage, and we can talk about it. That's it. And that's really it. Yeah. Guys, any questions? Any questions? Dude, what have you made on the screen? Explain this again. Nilesh, man, I've been explaining this for 44 minutes. I can't do it again. But the good thing is on YouTube, you can rewatch this stuff, right? This will be on our channel in the live tab. You can just watch that shit again. No problem. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, dude. Absolutely. Also, if you want like a quick version of it, if you go to our website, there is our process. And that video here, this is like a shortened version of what I just described, right? And then you can open up those 40, 60-second short videos that describe like exercises, little things inside of those stages too. So stage 3, stage 4, you can just dive into those. So this page is very helpful. / our process, or just our process in the navigation. You can book a demo. Don't think of it as a demo. Just talk to me if you have a question. This is the best way to just reach me. That's it. Just talk to me. That's simple. So yeah, many ways to dive into it. And if all that fails, just be on the lookout for the next event in 2 weeks' time. What we're planning to do is to have this session twice a week. In the morning for Europe, and then in the morning for America. Right? So we would have 11 a.m. UK time like now for you guys in the Europe. And then somewhere later in the day on, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, we'll see how that goes for the rest of the world. So don't worry, you'll get a chance to go through that all over again. Remember, every time we go live, it will be better, it will be clearer. So any feedback you guys have, do let me know. I'm just literally clicking right now through the tabs, and I don't think we have any. No questions, but I want to feedback to you that it was incredible and I took a lot of value from this. Thank you. That's awesome, dude. I will do my best to give you more value with every single iteration of it. Look, this entire training is what you're looking at right now. So just replace website with a training. It's literally what we're doing. My team had a bunch of ideas how to create a training that's valuable to people. We came up with a rough sketch what we're gonna do. And now we're just delivering it one by one. And every iteration is just better than the previous one. And that's what we want. We just want to get better with every little baby step that we take. And that's really all there is to it. Guys, if you don't have any questions, find me on LinkedIn. Find me on the website. I told you. This is, it's easy to reach me. Unless we mean phone calls. I don't do phone calls. Sorry. It's just, it is what it is. And then I will see you in the next one, right? Just making sure. Sorry, I'm just double checking, like triple checking we don't have any questions, because I would hate to miss those. I know LinkedIn really sucks when it comes to live streaming. So if you put comment under the live stream, I don't think I will see it. Like literally, I always learn about the comments 5 hours after the live stream is finished. So LinkedIn, get your shit together. Your live streaming service is terrible. But other than that, we good. Thank you guys. I will end the stream now. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you more on LinkedIn and in person or on a call or whatever. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. See ya. Let me just make sure I'm done with all of it. Right. This is done.